Good morning, YouTube. Welcome to the Reptile Barn. I have in my hands something pretty darn exciting. These are Savu pythons. Okay, they're little babies. We have a male and a female. They're unrelated. And I want to tell you about them, why we got them, the process, and all that good stuff. So I have really been interested in these for quite a long time. I started searching around for breeders about 3 years ago. Realized quickly there aren't very many breeders of Savu pythons. I put in a few inquiries, didn't get much back. Most of the people who I talked to said they were keeping everything that they produced, right? And because they haven't been bred a ton, there's not nearly as much kind of corporate knowledge on how to breed them. So there isn't as much success breeding them as some of the other species that have been kept for a long, long time and bred in huge numbers, right? So I got a hold of Gary at GS Reptiles. Really, really good guy. Awesome YouTube content. And he helped me out a lot. And I got on his waiting list months ago, eight months ago maybe, when I knew he was breeding his, because he has several pairs of them, right? He seems to really know what he's doing. He's having more success than most people. He's starting to really dial in on what exactly they need to breed successfully, right? He got eggs from several different unrelated pairs. I was so hopeful. He started hatching babies. And then he found out I'm in Alaska, and he was really nervous about shipping up here. It was already getting cold. So he actually sent them to a friend of mine, Colton, in California. Colton held on to them for me for a while. And I think he was probably sad to let them go. He fell in love with them. He's a big reptile guy. I've known him for a long time. We've done breeding loans and stuff back and forth. He's on Instagram. I'll attach that down here along with Gary's information. But anyway, long story short, we had a good shipping window open up, and Colton sent them up to me, and now I finally have them. They're still only, I don't know, 2 months old. So they're very small, very young, but they're thriving. They're doing great. They're both in shed right now. I apologize. Realized it as I pulled them out. They don't really have any pattern yet as babies, so one cool thing right off the bat about Savu pythons, they undergo a dramatic color change as they age. And they will not look anything like this as adults, okay? They'll be a fun one to keep updating you on as they grow. There is at least one naturally occurring color phase that they call silver. It's a xanthic, right? And the female is a visual silver. Doesn't look super silver right now because she hasn't undergone her color change, but her adult colors will be very silvery. The male is a het silver. So we will be able to produce normal Savus, which is what I first fell in love with, but we'll also be able to produce silvers, which is just cool, right? I don't think that they're necessarily even better. They're just different. So two different looks of Savus. Very, very, very excited about that. Again, they're unrelated. I really lucked out finding GS Reptiles at the right time when he was putting his pairs together and everything. So they need, as far as husbandry goes, and we'll do a deep dive on husbandry. I never feel comfortable doing those right off the bat when I haven't actually gotten my own experience, right? But now that I have them here in a year or so, and I'll pick Gary's brain and a couple other keepers' brains. We'll do a deep dive husbandry video. But they need pretty high humidity, especially as babies. They are prone to prolapse if you don't keep their humidity high enough. Security is an absolute must. They want to feel like they can burrow. They want to feel like they have hides everywhere. They do not want to be in a glass fish tank with all the sides, revealing all the time, everything around them. They want security, certainly, like most snakes, right? Their hot spot, Gary said, tend a little lower than like a ball python, for example. 84, 85 degrees for their basking spot is plenty for these guys. And yeah, so a little bit different than a the African pythons or the big giant pythons and some of the other things people are more used to keeping. Yeah, so I've got these guys eating little fuzzy mice for now, which, these tiny little snakes taking down a fuzzy mouse is actually pretty impressive, right? Supposedly they switched to frozen thawed really, really easily, which is kind of cool. I don't care, but I know a lot of people, it's very important to get them onto frozen thawed. Yeah, so we'll do another video here in a little bit when they are not in shed, and we'll show you a bunch of up-close shots and everything. I just was too excited to wait any longer. I got one meal in them, made sure they were settling in nicely, and then I wanted to show them off on a video. And of course, they're both going into shed, but I figured we'd just film it anyway. They're very sweet. They're very friendly. The male will strike when I first open the tub. As soon as you get him up, he loses his fear. I don't think it's a food response. I think it's a fear thing. As soon as I get him up and he realizes it's just a person, not going to hurt me, he's calm as can be. He's never actually gotten me. He doesn't bite once he's up. It's just when he's in his tub, he gets pretty nervous. Again, that's a fairly normal snake behavior. Doesn't mean they're mean. Doesn't mean there's anything wrong with them. Just that's how they are. The female, she's not even that, she doesn't even do that. She has been chill since when we opened up the box from FedEx, right? So, huge thank you to Gary. Huge thank you to Colton. We already have names for them. Colton had been calling the female Silver and the male Copper. My kids thought we ought to name one of them after Colton for helping us out. So the male is Colton Copper, and the female is Silver Starlight, or Starlight Silver. Okay? Either way. So, they have names. We are so excited to have them. We will grow them up. We will breed them in the future, but really these were just a passion project, right? Something I've wanted for a long, long time. Liz was excited about. The kids were excited about. So a new species has joined the Reptile Barn. Here in 3 or 4 or however many years it takes, we will, I'm sure, try and breed them, of course. But that wasn't the main point of bringing them in. We just really were interested in adding this species. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed. I'll bring them in close now so you can see them up close, what they look like. If I can handle them here with my both hands are kind of taken up. But anyway, I'll get some last shots here, but thank you guys so much for watching. Until next time, we're the Reptile Barn.
No.